Proverbs chapter 19. It is better to be poor and lead an honest life than to be wealthy and perverse in one's ways. Zeal is useless when not accompanied by knowledge, and acting hastily causes one to stumble. A man's own folly leads to his ruin, yet it is against the Lord that his heart rages. Wealth attracts many friends, but a poor man's only friend will desert him. A false witness will not escape punishment, neither will the one who tells lies. Many court the favor of the great, and everyone who is a friend to a man who bestows gifts. The poor man is despised by all his brothers. How much more do his friends desert him? He pursues them with entreaties, but all in vain. Whoever gains wisdom loves his own soul. One who cherishes understanding will prosper. A false witness will not escape punishment, and the one who tells lies will perish. It is not fitting for a fool to live in luxury, much less a slave to rule over princes. A man with good sense is slow to anger, and he earns glory for overlooking an offense. A king's anger is like a roaring of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A foolish son is a calamity to his father, and a nagging wife is like an endless dripping of water. A house and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is a gift from the Lord. Laziness results in excessive sleep, and an idle man suffers hunger. Whoever observes the commandments will live, but the one who scorns them will die. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, who will recompense him for his kindness. Chastise your son while there is still hope for him, but do not allow your anger to cause his death. One with a violent temper must bear the consequences. If you spare him, you make his evil worse. Heed advice and accept instruction, so that your wisdom may increase in the future. Many are the plans in a human mind, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will prevail. A man's attraction is his kindness. It is far better to be poor than to be a liar. The fear of the Lord leads to life, enabling one to eat and sleep without fear of harm. The idler will dip his hands into the dish, but he will not so much as lift it to his mouth. If you strike a scoffer, the simple will learn prudence. If you reprove an intelligent man, he will gain understanding. Anyone who maltreats his father and casts out his mother is a shameful and despicable son. If a son ceases to accept correction, he strays from the words of knowledge. A lying witness makes a mockery of justice, and the mouth of the wicked feasts on iniquity. Punishments were meant for scoffers, and flogging for the backs of fools. Proverbs chapter 20. Wine encourages recklessness, and strong drink leads to brawls. Anyone who allows them to seduce him is not wise. The anger of a king is like a roar of a lion. He who provokes him places his life in jeopardy. It is honorable to avoid strife, but every fool is quarrelsome. The idler does not plow in season, so at harvest time he looks for a crop in vain. The purpose of a man's heart is like deep water, but a discerning person will draw it out. Many declare their loyalty, but who can find someone truly faithful? When a man leads a blameless and upright life, blessed are the children who succeed him. A king who is seated on the throne of judgment will eradicate all evil with a mere glance. Who can truly say, I have cleansed my heart and I am purified of all sin? Weights and measures that are not consistent are an abomination to the Lord. By his very actions, a child reveals whether his conduct is innocent and upright. The ear that hears and the eye that sees, the Lord has made both of them. Do not love sleep if you wish to avoid poverty. Remain awake and you will never lack food. No good, No good, says the buyer, but then he goes forth to boast about his bargain. There is gold or an abundance of costly pearls, but the lips that reveal knowledge are a rare jewel. Take the garment of anyone who becomes surtly for a stranger. Demand a pledge as security for persons unknown to you. Bread obtained by deceit may taste sweet to a man, but afterwards his mouth is filled with grit. Plans will succeed when good advice is accepted. Follow wise guidance when waging war. A talebearer will reveal secrets, so do not associate with a gossip. If anyone curses his mother or father, his lamp will go out in utter darkness. Possessions that are quickly acquired in the beginning will not be blessed in the end. Do not say, I will repay evil, but trust in the Lord, who will help you. Differing weights are an abomination to the Lord, and dishonest scales are not acceptable to him. A man's steps are direct by the Lord. How then can anyone understand his own way? It is rash to pledge a sacred gift, or to make a vow and then have second thoughts. A wise king winnows the guilts and requits them for their guilt. The human spirit is the lamp of the Lord that searches out the innermost self. Loyalty and faithfulness preserves the king, and his throne is founded on saving justice. The glory of youths in their strength, but the splendor of the age is their gray hair. Evil is cleansed away by blows that wound, and beatings chasten the innermost being. Proverbs chapter 21. A king's heart is like a stream of water in the hand of the Lord. He directs it wherever he pleases. A man's ways may seem right to him, but the Lord weighs the heart. To do what is right and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Haughty eyes and a proud heart, the lamp of the wicked, are nothing but sin. The plans of the diligent will ensure profit, but rash haste will surely lead to poverty. One who amasses a fortune by means of a lying tongue is pursuing a fleeting vapor that leads to death. The violence of the wicked will sweep them away because they refuse to do what is right. The way of the guilty is crooked, but the conduct of the innocent is straightforward. It is better to live on a corner of a roof than to share a spacious house with a nagging wife. The soul of the wicked man is intent on evil. His neighbor beholds no pity in his countenance. When the scoffer is punished, the simple become wiser. When the wise man is instructed, he increases in knowledge. The righteous one watches the house of the evildoer and brings the evildoer to destruction. One who shuts his ears to the cries of the poor will himself also cry out and not be heard. A gift given sincerely appeases anger, and a gift concealed in the cloak will avert violent wrath. When justice is done, the upright rejoice, but evildoers are filled with terror. Anyone who strays from the way of prudence will rest in the company of the shades. Whoever craves pleasure will end up in want. Whoever loves wine and oil will never grow rich. The wicked man serves as a ransom for the righteous, as does the faithless man for the upright. It is better to live alone in the wilderness than with a nagging and irritable wife. The house of the wise man is filled with precious treasure and oil, but the fool squanders all he has. Whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life and honor too. A wise man can storm a city of warriors and overthrow the stronghold upon which they relied. One who guards his mouth and tongue will preserve himself from trouble. A scoffer is a proud and insolent man who is haughty in everything he does. The craving of the idler will prove fatal, since his hands will do no work. All day long the godless man continues to covet, whereas the righteous man gives unsparingly. The sacrifice of the wicked is abhorrent, and more so when it is offered for evil motives. A false witness will perish, but a truthful witness will never be silenced. A wicked man puts up a bold front, but an upright man amends his ways. Neither wisdom nor understanding nor counsel can be of avail against the Lord. The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but victory rests with the Lord.